This is the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It's probably the most relevant economic principle you ever hear because it happens in your life all the time. Today, I will tell you how it works and how you can use it to do something well. Enjoy. Before we kick this off, remember to take a moment to hit that pretty little subscribe button and ding that bell. Go on. Dang it. The Pareto principle states that for many events, 80% of that event's effects will come from 20% of its causes. In layman's terms, the few tend to affect the most. For example, in business, 20% of the clients will tend to be responsible for 80% of the sales a company makes. Hard to believe, right? Well, no, not if you know your economics. In fact, the principle was named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who first noted the 80-20 connection in 1896. Pareto's work mainly focused on wealth distribution. He was an economist after all, and he observed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. At this point, you may be wondering how this 80-20 principle is even a thing. Easy. Math. Okay, if we're going to get technical about it, statistics. This is the power law distribution. It's a statistician's wet dream because it describes a functional relationship between two quantities, unlike the relationship a statistician would have with another human being. If there happens to be a change with one of these quantities, it means a proportional change in the other. Many natural phenomena have been shown to exhibit such a distribution. Yeah, the world is really weird, seemingly random, yet patterns like these are everywhere. The Pareto principle itself was named by a man called Joseph M. Jurat, a management consultant who suggested the 80-20 connection could be applied to various events outside of economics. So the clever ones among you will quickly realize why the Pareto principle might be important to your lives. Congratulations to them. As for the rest of you, you would have been looking at the screen like this. Don't worry, it'll all make sense. Firstly, let's dispel some misconceptions. 1. The numbers 80 and 20 are not important because they add up to 100. It has nothing to do with that. Those two numbers represent two different values, effects and causes. And 2, it doesn't have to be exactly 20 and 80% every single time. It can be 15% and 90%, 40% and 75%, or even 50% and 50%. 20% and 80% is a rough guide to the most common distribution pattern. The main point is that not all factors during an event are made equal. And with that out of the way, you may be curious as to why this principle matters then, if the 80 and 20% may not even apply. Well, that's because this rule is really an observation, a really helpful one. For example, every project can be broken into tasks, and those tasks can be overwhelming, especially when focusing on all those tasks and the amount of time to get through each one. If we know a project is broken up into tasks, the Pareto principle helps us understand that the most effort and time should be focused on a few of those tasks and build from there. Allow me to give you an example. This is Enoch. Don't smile at Enoch. Enoch is an asshole. He's doing a school report he's trying to figure out how to get through. He breaks his report into 5 base tasks: research, draft, proofread, format, and sending it. Sending is not really a task, Enoch. Shut up, dropped. Anyway, the principle explains that about 80% of the school report will come from 20% of those steps. Go on. I'll let you guess which. Well, probably research and draft. So, Enoch needs to put more time and effort into those two tasks if he wants to ace the report. It seems like common sense, right? Well, when the task is a little more complicated than a school report, it can seem a lot harder to get the 80-20 right. But that's only because there's more moving parts. The principle still applies. So, to be able to do something well, I have to write what it takes to complete it and find out what carries the most weight. Yeah, I don't think you get this. I mean, it could even lessen the time it takes to complete something. No way, man. This is not what I meant when I said I wanted to find an easy way to do my report. Why am I even in this video? Man, this is bullshit. See? Very useful. Life is a series of decisions and outcomes. And knowing a trick to decide what gets most of your effort and time can guarantee a great outcome. If used well, the Pareto principle is one of the most effective advantages to your work, trade, or skill. Of course, it goes without saying, this principle won't always be the best approach every single time, nor is there permission to only do the bare minimum. Always complete all of your tasks. Obviously. Because 80% of building a road may be done by focusing on 20% of its tasks, but you damn well need to do the rest. Otherwise, yikes. Hey there, it's me, Drop. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe and press that bell button. It helps me keep doing these videos, and I really appreciate it. If you just like watching videos made by Nate with too much time on its hands, like and comment down below. Until next time, Drop.